centuries, people have talked about how people think. And word terms like Weltanschauung in German, world outlook, worldview, ideology. The word that's caught on since the 60s or 70s has been the word paradigm, popularized by Thomas Kuhn in what I find to be an unreadable book called The Structure of Scientific Revolutions. But he was a master at academic politics and a very brilliant guy. I had dinner with him and his family once, and he had a sampler on the wall saying, "God bless our paradigm." But he popularized the word paradigm, which I had used in the paper before to mean something slightly differently, so it was around. But he popularized the term paradigm to mean overarching worldview. And that's the term that is presently taken over. And I riff on that now. And I asked him, before he died, how he felt about my new uses of derivative terms. He said, "Oh, I've run it into the ground. Do anything you like, I've run it into the ground already." But paradigmatics is essentially the subject of how people are locked into their ways of thinking. And so I use the term paradigm lock for not being able to think outside your own box, and paradigm warp for how you think another person thinks based upon seeing his paradigm through your paradigm. Something like Trader Joe's Oriental dishes, which are all way off because it's I think German chefs trying to imitate Oriental cooking. So that in paradigm warp, you're translating the other person's thinking into your own terms, which don't match. Paradigm stereo is what you get when you really understand more than one paradigm, and so you can see the differences minutely. So these are all ways of thinking about paradigmatics. Now, challenging someone's paradigm is a huge affront. And I think I finally figured out why. And that is, we live in a world in which each of us lives in a world of three pillars: status, territory, and paradigm. So status means essentially your relative ranking on different scales. It can mean many different scales contribute to human status. But status we inherit from the animal kingdom. They fight it out. As animals, we have a status system. Territory is what you control: your home, your job, your office, or even the space around you on a park bench. And this is so that territory is what you try to defend. Your spouse is your territory. Meaning that if you lose it or if someone takes your spouse away, this is a big affront. In human beings, paradigms vary enormously, and religions are just one case of paradigm, but the sense of commitment to it is the same, whether it's an academic paradigm or an aesthetic paradigm. Nevertheless, people become deeply committed to them. And I finally had this insight that to attack a person's status or territory is one kind of attack on a playing field which is at least understood. But when you attack somebody's paradigm, you're attacking their entire universe and the very structure of that universe. And that is why someone who disagrees with your paradigm seems to be crazy, because there is no way you can fit that point of view into your perception of the world. So that's why it's so hard to change the world, because we are locked into worldviews, and nothing ever gets us out. As they say, science progresses one funeral at a time.